Lullaby, my little child. Good morning, my little sparrow, my precious little bundle. The little birds went out to play and ate some berries along the way. Number 1 is sleeping. Number 2 is learning. Number 3 is laughing. And number 4 is playing. And the big bird, oh, where can he be? He walked along the little branch until he reached the tree.
Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a very, very rich man who was so stingy with his money that he would never give an extra penny to his workers, no matter how hard they worked. The workers worked continuously for him, day and night, night and day, yet all they received was barely enough to stay alive. The rich man used and abused his workers because they were weak, poor, and helpless. He was a mean and cruel miser. It gave him great satisfaction to be known as the wealthiest man around, but he was even better known for his greed and meanness.
I need to make more money, so you all must work harder and faster.
If a poor worker asked the rich man for a penny or two, he would be humiliated and dismissed.
So it's money you want, is it? Don't be ridiculous and get back to work right now. What do you people do with your money anyway? I suggest you stop spending it so frivolously.
If the poor man persisted out of desperation,
"But sir, I have no food for my family, oh!"
the rich man might give him a penny or two, but even in giving, he would make the receiver feel like he was stealing from him.
Huh?
When he inspected his property, his arrogance and vanity were obvious, and he was never happy with the workers' progress.
How could you make the bulls work so hard? You should be doing their job. They've had enough work for the day. You take over now. Do it.
Oh no, what is he thinking?
I would like to see him do it. He wouldn't last 5 minutes.
One day, the rich man's cat was falling asleep on his lap. Rather than allowing the cat to sleep peacefully, he couldn't resist annoying it. Once he was sure the cat was asleep, he pinched it.
I think I've got it. Ooh. Aye. Ooh. Aye.
The wicked rich man was laughing because he had discovered a way to stop paying even 1 penny to his poor hungry workers. Then he told them his new plan.
So that's my new payment plan. You won't get a penny unless you bring something to me called the ooh and the eye.
So, not wanting to starve, the poor workers rushed out every morning. They searched and they searched for the ooh and the eye, but only in vain. They began to despair. But then one day, a clever young man was passing through the town when he overheard the story. He felt badly for all the workers and immediately asked the rich man for a job. He worked very hard on the farm for 1 long month.
What is he working so hard for? He must know about my request.
I finished my first month, and now I would like my money, please.
You want money, do you? Well, you haven't fulfilled my request, so you can't have it. Or haven't you heard about my request yet?
If you're referring to the ooh and the I, no problem, sir. I'll bring it to you right away. But in return, I shall have your palace as well as your farm. You know how rare and difficult it is to obtain the ooh and the I, don't you?
All right already, but if you don't bring it, I'll make you a laughingstock in front of everyone. And you'll serve me penniless to the end of your life.
So the young man went to the market and bought 2 large gourds. He carved a small hole in each one. He placed a wasp in one gourd and a bee in the other. Early that evening, the rich man went to the village yard to meet with the young man as they had planned.
Come forward, my poor ignorant boy, and accept your fate as my penniless servant for life.
No, sir. You step forward. Just place your finger in here, and I'm sure you'll find your ooh.
What's he talking about? I think the boy's a little dim.
And you'll find a special I in here, sir.
No, that's enough. Really?
No problem, but you have to keep your end of the deal. Cough up your palace and farm plus that lousy cat.
The rich man tried to break his promise, but the angry workers rebelled and forced him to fulfill it. So he had to leave his palace and farm behind, and he quickly left the village for good. No one has heard from the horrible little man to this day, and such is the only end of every stingy and miserly person, for only what is good and right proves to stay and last.
Always lying. He takes our money. That's not fair. He's gonna pay for it one day. But for now, he just doesn't care.
You tricked the others, but you can't trick me. When I heard of this little contest, I knew that I could easily win.
What's that?
Huh?
What does he have?
Go ahead. Why don't you try a sting?
Now I'm paying for my misdeeds!
An unkind man will surely regret it.
He will pay much more in the end.
When you treat those around you better, you'll be happy and have more friends!
Don't cheat others, don't deceive them. Honesty will always pay.
Don't cheat others, don't deceive them.
Honesty's the only way. Listen, honesty's the only way.
I must pay for what I did.
A small child sings, a rooster crows.
A green bird chirps in the early morn.
Sunlight shines, it burns so bright. Joy and happiness after stories so sweet, a distant far-off time. Human tales, if we look, that's what we find. Stories so sweet, a distant far-off time. Human tales, if we look, that's what we find. Lovely fables of a long time ago. Even today, the world wants to know. And in the night, the joy will surely show.
plant today, we reap tomorrow. Loving others, avoiding sorrow. Our love will grow in the day and night, like a seed once planted grows with might. And our nights are finally filled with light. Lovely fables of long, long ago. Even today the world wants to know. A whisper of a child. A morning light.